In the 31st millennium, there was a legion feared above all others for its savagery. Warriors who lived for the clash of blades and the roar of battle. They were once the War Hounds, the Emperor's attack dogs, disciplined, unstoppable, and loyal. But under their Primarch Angron, they would become something else entirely. They would become the World Eaters, the mad berserkers of the Horus Heresy. Before the coming of their Primarch, the War Hounds Legion was known for its ferocity and precision. They struck fast and hard. Shock troops of the Great Crusade feared even among their brother legions. But while other legions conquered worlds through diplomacy and compliance, the War Hounds brought only submission through blood. Their motto was simple: submit or die. They were violent, yes, but they were still soldiers, bound by order and command. When word came that their Primarch had been found, the War Hounds rejoiced. They had no idea the nightmare that awaited them. The Emperor found his lost son Angron on the brutal world of Nuceria, a planet built on slavery and bloodsport. There, Angron had been raised as a gladiator, forced to fight for the amusement of his masters. To make him even more deadly, the Nucerian masters implanted butcher's nails into his brain, hideous cybernetic devices that fed him constant pain and rage unless he was fighting or killing. Angron led a slave revolt. His rebellion was doomed to fail until the Emperor appeared, that is, moments before the rebels were destroyed. The Emperor teleported Angron away, saving his life but leaving his followers to die, and Angron would never forgive him for it. When Angron took command of the War Hounds, his hatred and pain became their new creed. He renamed them the World Eaters, a name born of his own rage and bloodlust. Angron could not bear to see his legion as disciplined soldiers. He saw them as weak, restrained, unable to understand the purity of slaughter. And so, he made them like him. His apothecaries began implanting the butcher's nails into his sons, one by one. The process was crude, agonizing, and often fatal. But those who survived became monsters, their minds burning with the same fury that consumed their Primarch. The War Hounds were gone. The World Eaters were born. When the Horus Heresy began, it was almost inevitable that Angron would side with Horus Lupercal. The promise of unrestrained slaughter, the freedom to kill without consequence, these were gifts Angron could not refuse. The World Eaters tore through loyalist forces like a plague, their rage unleashed across the stars. But their descent did not stop there. As the heresy dragged on, the blood god Khorne took notice. The nails fed on rage and death, the very essence of Khorne's domain. By the time the war reached Terra, the World Eaters were no longer soldiers. They were berserkers, howling for skulls and blood. During the Siege of Terra, Angron himself became something far worse. A demon prince of Khorne, the Butcher unbound. When the heresy ended, the World Eaters shattered. Their legion fractured into countless warbands, each led by its own champion of bloodshed. They became the most feared Chaos Space Marines in the galaxy, existing only to kill in the name of Khorne. Their homeworlds burned, their humanity was long gone, yet the echo of what they once were still lingers. Beneath the madness and the nails, there remains a spark of the disciplined warriors that they used to be. A reminder that even the mightiest sons of the Emperor can fall when pain becomes all that they know. The story of the World Eaters is a tragedy, not of ambition or greed, but of pain and rage. They were forged in war, broken by their father, and lost to the whispers of the Blood God. They began as the Emperor's War Hounds. They ended as the Butcher's monsters. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Horus Heresy, remember to like, subscribe, and to leave a comment. Whose legion should I cover next? And remember, until next time, all we need are skulls for the Skull Throne.